Hello, my name is Jesse Frye. I'm the Marketing Director at RISC Networks. So this week I attended the 451 Research Hosting, Cloud, and Transformation Summit in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they talked about a lot of different things, but what I came out of this conference, and it's primarily focused towards cloud and hosting providers as well as service providers rather than end customers. But the big key that I found was that security is still a #1 concern when it comes to hosting and cloud environments. Now, there were a lot of other things that came up, and obviously with RISC Networks, we don't necessarily focus on security, but what we do talk about is the #2 thing, which was cloud cost and budgeting concerns. A lot of CIOs and IT directors and decision makers that make decisions around cloud, they are focused on the cost of what it takes to move to cloud. And if you look at week by week in the news, Amazon and Microsoft and a lot of other cloud providers, they keep dropping their prices down. They keep battling and pushing those prices into the bottom. And the question came up at one of the sessions that I was actually a panelist on was, is cloud becoming commoditized? So when you think about that question about cloud becoming commoditized, does that mean that it has become a commodity to the people that are buying it? Is it something that we keep looking at a cost perspective and there's no other value driven from that project? Well, I don't believe that cloud is being commoditized fully yet at this point. I think there are some components of cloud that have become commoditized, such as storage and even virtual servers. But with our ability and our analytics to be able to look at cost and help companies make decisions with their budget, that is a critical component of one of the things that 451 Research continues to find. They keep finding that this cost of cloud, the budgeting concerns that CIOs have, are going to continue to be a concern moving forward. My key takeaways from the conference are kind of twofold. My key takeaways are that there's still a lot of room for growth. And when I mean a lot of room for growth, I don't mean RISC Networks growth, and although that would be wonderful, what I really look at is there's room for growth on understanding what businesses actually need. And by that, what I mean is that cloud providers are constantly trying to evolve, and they're trying to provide services to companies, whether it's private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. They're trying to offer services to those companies. And what they really need to do is they really need to understand the use cases that those companies are bringing to them. So is that use case a critical business application? Are they even considering the network and the challenges that networks are for IT decision makers when they're moving to cloud? And I would pose the question, or pose the result of that question, is that no. Cloud providers are not looking at the network. I hardly ever hear anybody talking about the network when it comes to cloud. So I think one of my key takeaways is that the network is being ignored in all the surveys from a variety of analysts, whether it's 451, Gartner, Forrester, Ovum, any of the others. I think that a lot of them are forgetting that network is still a key component of cloud. And when companies move to cloud, they really need to understand their network environment. My final thoughts on the conference is that there are a lot of analyst organizations out there. One thing that I found about 451 is that they're on the cutting edge. They're not looking at necessarily what's happening today, they're looking at what's happening in the future and how that trend is going to change and how businesses can react to the market faster, how cloud is going to be a key component of businesses' overall strategy. One of the things that I took away from the conference was that we all think that infrastructure as a service and platform as a service is a key driving component of cloud computing, but the reality is private cloud is still really important to businesses. And I think that as we move away from that DevOps thought process, meaning I'm developing new ops or applications in the cloud, and we move to more mission critical applications, I think we're going to start seeing companies choose differently, and I don't think price is always going to be a concern. And I know the analysts, they are a little bullish on the overall market, and I think they think that price is still a driving component of that. I think once businesses start getting past the, oh, I need to move to cloud idea, and they start understanding that this is a key component of their overall infrastructure, I think price will no longer be part of that discussion, and they're going to start looking at other things. So as part of my overall takeaway, I think that the analyst community understands really well what's going on, but I think there's a lot of areas that they're not focusing on, and networking is certainly one, and how the network impacts those businesses. And if they don't get those things under control, how's it going to have a long-term impact on their environment?